So, hello everyone. Welcome to our YouTube channel. In the previous 7 or 9 videos, we uploaded around uh, basically videos related to, of course, Python. Let us go to our channel. So, as you can see, we uploaded videos related to basically Python tutorial, unboxing of a MacBook Pro powered by the M2 chip, and installing Anaconda, etc., etc. Thanks a lot, everyone, for viewing our videos, subscribing to our channels. I expect a lot more of you to subscribe and learn and share so that others also learn from you all. So this is what it is. All right. So this is our channel. If you're viewing this video, do subscribe to our channel. All right. Do subscribe to our channel. The previous video was about Python tutorials, reverse slicing and dicing of lists. So this is what we have been doing for the past almost a month, and or maybe in our previous 9 videos. In this video, we will be discussing about for loops because our next topic after slicing and dicing of lists, be it positive slicing and dicing, reverse slicing and dicing. So after this, our next topic in lists is list comprehensions. So list comprehension is a concept that requires what that requires basically for loops. So, but before going towards list comprehension, as I said earlier, that it requires for loops. So what we'll be doing is that we'll be basically uh, learning more about what is for loop right from the very scratch so that beginners are also able to understand and up their level. So we'll be talking about for loops first, right, in this video, and then we will be talking about certain other about list comprehensions, of course. So in this video, we'll be talking about for loops. Apart from that, you can also visit our website, datamahadev.com, that goes with the same name, datamahadev.com. So which basically talks about articles related to artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, Python, etc. So this is what it is. You can just go on the left side, select any category you want, let's say machine learning, and the machine learning related category will appear, and various news and concepts related to machine learning will appear. So this is what it is, all right. So do subscribe to our website, visit our LinkedIn channel. You can follow our LinkedIn channel as well. So this is what it is. You can follow our LinkedIn channel as well. So that is what it is. So before wasting any further time, of course, we did not waste any time. Let's talk about for loops. Let me open the Anaconda Navigator. All right. Here it has opened up. And very quickly, we'll open up the Jupyter notebooks. Because our pathways, our pathways are basically machine learning, artificial intelligence, data analytics, etc., etc. So we will be using Jupyter notebook. Click on launch. It will open up in a default browser, that is a Safari browser. So this is what it is, all right. Next, what we'll do, we'll open a new Jupyter notebook. We'll click on new notebook, Python 3. And this, our new notebook has opened up. Next, what we'll do, we'll name this notebook for loops in Python. So this is what it is, rename it. So here we have our new notebook. Now let's begin the working of for loop. So let's discuss what is for loop first, what it is, what are loops in Python, etc. etc. So there are basically, as per my knowledge, correct me in the comments box if I'm wrong. So there are two loops in Python, for loop and the while loop. These two are the most used loops in Python currently. And especially out of these two, for loop is the most used one. For loop is the most used one. So we'll also talk about while loop. We'll also discuss for loops in this video. All right. So loops are what? Let's first take up a definition of loops. Let me write down a heading. So to write down a heading, just go to this markdown, right? Right. Go to this markdown or drop down and click on heading and click on OK. And then you can basically type out your heading. So let's talk about loops. What are loops in Python? They are iterative in nature. iterative in nature. That is, they keep on repeating itself until a given condition is met. They keep on repeating itself until the given condition is met. Now I'll press Shift plus Enter. Our heading will be created. Iterative in nature, that is, they keep on repeating itself until a given condition is met. So I don't believe in writing bookish language. I believe in writing practical language that we apply over here. So this is what it is. So I said that it is iterative in nature. They keep on repeating itself until a given condition is met. And what they use, let me write it in another heading. A keyword for is used to use a for loop. For loop. All right. So this is what it is. In one of our previous videos, we also studied about range function. We also studied about what? We also studied about range function. If you want to know about the range function, do look at our which video? Let me tell you all. Go to our channel, datamahadev, right? Click on this channel and do look at this Python for beginner lists in Python video, and you will be able to figure out what a particular range function is. Okay, I'll explain it in this video once again. Let us take a look at the range function, for loop using range function. So do keep the definition in mind that is written above range function. All right. So range function does what? For x, let's say for x in range 6. Now range function does what? It will read the values from 0 to 5. It will read the values from where? Starting from 0 and ending till 5. Let me write it down over there. Range 6 means it will print the values or read the values from 0 to 5. Right? It will skipping 6. So this is what it is. All right. And loop is never completed without writing the colon over here. The colon represents what? The colon represents a form of indentation. The colon represents a form of indentation, right? If I basically remove colon and press enter, if I remove colon and press enter, so as you can see, just a second, let me just remove this entire thing. Just cut it out, this entire thing. Just a second. All right. If I press enter, it will just go, the cursor will go beneath F of for, right? That means it is not inside the loop body. It is not inside the loop body. Now let me do what? Let me write a colon over here. Let me write a colon over here after range 6 and press enter only. So it is coming under X. Now, what does it mean? What does it signify? That means whatever I'll write from here on, whatever statement, whatever calculation I'll write from here on, it will come under what? It will come under a loop body. So this is what it is, right? Whatever statement I'll write from here on, it will come under the loop body and it will execute under the loop body. Now let me write print X, let's say, and press Shift plus Enter to run this cell. So as you can see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as I said, that range 6 means it will print to read the values from 0 to 5, skipping 6. It is printing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in lexicographical order. This printing value is called what? One by one, stacked order or lexicographical order. All right. All right. Now let us understand the functionality, the working of for loop. Now this is what for x in x is just a variable used for completing the loop of for loop. So for x in range 6. You understood what range is? 0 to 5. Range 6 is 0 to 5, right? So this is what it is. All right, now let's look at what we have, what statement we have written over here. It says they are iterative in nature, that is, they keep on repeating itself until a given condition is met. Loops are iterative in nature, that is, they keep on giving or keep on repeating itself until a given condition is met, and a keyword for is used for a for loop. For keyword is used, and this is the loop. Now the condition is what? 0 to 5. Now it will read what? It will read the 0 to 5 one by one. For x in, that means x in the range of 0 to 5. Right? So it will read 0 first. It will align 0 with x, print 0 over here. As you can see, it is printed over here. Right? And now iterative. Iterative means what? Repetitive. Repetitive. Right? Repetitive in nature. Right? So it will align 0 to x and it will print 0, as you can see. Now again it will go towards the for loop, go back towards for loop. It will read 0, it has read, it will read 1 now. After 0 comes 1, right, in serial number. Range reads in serial number. So it will read what? It will read from 0 to 1, and it will align 1 x with 1, and it will print over here 1. As you can see, 1 has been printed. 2, again it will go back, it will align x with 2, it will print 2. It will align x with 3, it will print 3, it will align x with 4, print 4, it will align x with 5, print 5. And as soon as it reaches 6, it will stop. It will stop. It won't print anything because the condition given is only what? 6. So this is what the working of for loop is. If you haven't understood, write it in the comments box, or just rewind it and you will be able to understand. All right. So this is what it is. So this is how the working of for loop goes out. Right? If I write 7 over here, it will print me till 6. If I write, let's say 100 over here, it will print me till 100 or 99. If I write 101 over here, it will print me till 100. So this is how the working of for loop goes out, right? So this is what for loop is, all right? Any doubts, please feel free to ask. Now let's create a for loop. Now if we basically remove this print from the loop body by pressing backspace, it will give us an error. Expected an indented block. Indented block is what? Indentation is what? After colon, if it comes under the loop body. That is how it will come under the loop body. If you have printed backspace, just press tab, and then it is what? It is under the indented block. It is coming under the for loop. Press shift, press enter, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is what it is. Okay? So this is what it is. Any doubts, please feel free to ask in the comments box, or please rewind. So let us have a look at let's printing even numbers in for loop. For loop using the range function. Using the range function. So how we'll do that? For x in range 1, 6. Now 1, 6 signifies what? 1, 6 signifies the loop will start from 1 and end till 5 and run till 5, skip 6. So this is what it is. Let me write the colon here. Press enter. This is the indented block. Print x as all the values are there in x. Press shift plus enter, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But my question is, using the range function, print even numbers only. So how we'll do that? Now suppose if I write over here as let's say 11, even numbers till 10. 10 with the help of for loop. All right, now it will print 1 to 10. Right, now it says to print even numbers. Now range function has a third parameter, comma 2. If we write 2, it will do what? It will skip the numbers in between. It will read 1, it will skip 2, it will print 3, it will skip 4, it will print 5, right? So read 1, skip 2, 1, and print the second position 3, like that. Let us see. As you can see, 1 starting from 1 till 10, right? But 10, as we know, is not basically, it doesn't come after basically 7. After 7, it will skip 8, it will print 9, and 10 does not come after that. After that, what comes? 11. 11 is not under the condition, it will skip 11. So this is what it is, right? Now how do we print even numbers? It is very simple. Just simply remove this, press 2, write a type 2, and it will start from 2. And now, as you can see, it will print what? It will print even numbers in lexicographical order. So 2 comma 11 comma 2. So it is what? It will start from 2, it will skip 3, print 4, skip 5, print 6, like that. If we give spaces of 3, so it will do what? It will skip 2 numbers in between now, 3, 4, and print the third one, 5th, like that. As you can see, 2, 5, 8. So this is what it is. It basically tells us to 3. If it is 3, it will skip 2 places and print the third one. If it is 4, skip 3 places and print the fourth one, like this. So difference of the previous one and the next one will be what? +4, +4 and -4. If in the third parameter it is written as 4. So this is what it is, all right. This is what it is, all right. So these are the basics of how we basically print even numbers using the range function. All right. Let's talk about printing odd numbers using range function. So how we'll do that? 1 comma 11, as we saw earlier, colon, indent it, print x. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. This is how we do it. So that is how we do it. All right. Any doubts, please feel free to ask in the comments box, or you can simply rewind it up and ask us any doubts, right? Now moving further ahead, looping through a string. Talking about how do we loop through a string. So for x, let's take up a string, let's say banana, or let's store a string in a variable, right? Let's store a string in a variable, let's say banana, right? So let's run it. Let's print it. So it is printed banana. Now x in what? Taking the variable a, right? Now looping through it. Now doing what? Looping through it. Press enter, print x. So as you can see, it is printed banana in lexicographical order. It is done what? It is printed banana in lexicographical order. Now, if we take another example for x in a, right? If all right, let's take up the easy ones. We'll look at the if-else statement later on. All right. So this is how we basically do what? This is how we use for loop using a string loop through a string. Now let us take at certain examples. Let us take at examples related to if-else also, using if-else in for loop. All right. Let's say we have print even numbers using if-else method. Using if-else method, right? Or using only if. All right. So for x in range 1 comma 11, as I said, print even numbers using only if and not the range function. So what we'll do is that for x in range 1 comma 11, that means it will read from 1 to 10. And if x modulus, remember what is a modulus function? Modulus basically expels out the remainder. If you have any doubts related to modulus function, go to our YouTube channel, right? And click on this, and do not forget to subscribe. Right. Click on this video, Python Basics Tutorial, Introduction to Python for Beginners. Click on this video and you will be very well aware as to how we use all the mathematical arithmetic operators I explained over here. All right. Thanks a lot. So if we talk about x modulus does what? Modulus expels out the, basically gives a remainder as an output. 2 double equals to, equal to is what? Equal to is our assignment operator. Basically, equal to is our what? Sorry, not assignment operator, comparison operator. Sorry about that. Equal to is our comparison operator, right? It will do what? Equal to 0. It will do what? It will basically read one value of x, and it will do what? It will divide it by 2, extract the remainder, and compare whether it is 0 or not. Let us first print it and then discuss as to what it is all about. Right? Print x. So as we can see, our even numbers have been printed. So for x in range 1, 11, that is, it will assign x with 1, read whether 1 modulus 2 is equivalent to 0 or not. If it is equivalent to 0, then only it will print 1. Otherwise, if it is not equivalent to 0, it will go back. It will align with 2. If 2 modulus 2 is equal to 0, then it will print x. And then again, it will go back to check whether the condition has been met or not. No, the condition has been given till 10. So it will read 3. All right, let me check 1 modulus 2 first. 1 modulus 2 is equivalent to 1. It is not 0. Right? 2 modulus 2 equivalent to 0. It will print 2, go back, check for 3. 3 modulus 2 is what? 3 modulus 2 is equivalent to 1. No, it is not equivalent to 0. It will go back again, won't reach till here. It will only read till this statement, go back again, read for 4. 4 modulus 2 is what? 4 modulus 2 is equivalent to 0. It will do what? It will reach till here, print 4, and again it will read for 5. This is 4. It will read for 5. 5 is showing as what? 1. It will go back. It won't reach till print. It will go back. It will read for 6. 6 modulus 2, 0. And it will keep on repeating until the last condition has been met, till 10. The condition as to where it will run, till the last, that is 10. So this is what it is. And for printing basically odd numbers, if x modulus 2 double equals to 1, this is also, as you can see, this is also indented. This is also indented. So this print statement is coming under if statement. If we remove this, it will show what? It will say error, indentation error, expected an indented block. If you want to bring it back, just press tab. All right, and see the output. Next, we'll do what? We'll print x, and you can see it will give us what? It will give us odd number. It will check for 1 modulus 2. If it is 1, then it will print that element. Otherwise, it will go back. For example, 2 modulus 2 equal to 0, as we saw in the above example, in the above cell. So this is how we print odd numbers. All right. So let's bring out of certain statements, like say continue statement. There are certain statements in Python, continue or break statement. So let us discuss break statement. What does a break statement do? So let us discuss that. So let's take for x in range 6. All right. And let us make if statement. If x double equal to 3. All right. Break. And move out of the loop. Move out of the if else. Print finish line. Finish line. All right. Let us print. So it is showing as what? It is showing as 3 times finish line. All right. Let us write over here as 4. Now it is showing 4 times finish line. So what do we mean by that? What do we mean by that? So break statement does what? Break statement breaks the current iteration of the loop and goes towards the next line, next code basically. So what it has done, it has read x in a range 1, right? It has broken that, it has printed directly finish line, right? Any confusion? Let us basically do what? Let us basically look at why it is printing finish line. All right, then we'll come back to this part. All right. So let's write for x in range 6. All right, print finish line. So as you can see, it is printed finish line. So loop does not mean is it printing finish line 6 times? Why is it not printing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Because I haven't because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values have been stored where? Have been stored in X. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values have been stored in X. And if we write X over here in the print statement, then only it will print the values of X. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And if we write over here finish line in the place of x, if we write finish line over here, then it will do what? It will print finish line 5 times, 6 times, because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are what? 6 numbers, right? So basically, it is the iteration of the loop. It is the iteration of the loop. That is why it is condemning it to print it 6 times, right? So this is what it is. So it is the iteration of the loop. It will run for 0, right? It will print finish line. It will again run for 1. It will print finish line, because this thing is running for 6 times. If I write over here 7, it is running for what? 7 times. The finish line is 7 times now. So that is what it is. All right. So this is how we basically this is how finish line is being printed, and this print statement is coming under the loop body. That is why it is, and the loop is running 7 times. That is why it is printing finish line 7 times, one upon another. So that is why if we write x is equal to 3 and we put break statement does what? Basically stops the current iteration of the loop or the code, and moves towards the next line of the code. So this is what it is. Move towards the next line of the code. All right. So that is, if I have given x double equal to 3, break else print finish line, it will stop at 3, basically. And basically 3 what? Yeah, it will stop at the third iteration. Basically, not stop at 3, stop at the third iteration. And it will print it 3. If I write it here as 6, it is going to print it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is what the function of break statement. I hope you all have understood. So this is what it is, all right. Any problems, please feel free to ask in the comments box. And if you have any doubts, you can rewind. So this is what it is. Let us have a look at the continue statement. Or first, let's look at it practically. Then let's discuss its definition. So this is what it is. All right, moving towards. Let's take up. Let's say A. A is what? A is our banana. Let's print A first. Print A banana. All right. Colon. Press enter. It is now indented and it is under the loop body. All right. If we print X, that is called looping through a string. It will do what? It will give us a banana, of course. Now, if we write if X double equals to, let's say B, double equals to B in banana, and if we basically under the loop body write the continue statement, and we come out of the uh, loop and write the continue statement and write print text, because every aspect of A will be stored in where? Every aspect of A will be stored in X. And press shift plus enter. As you can see, it has skipped B. It has skipped B. Now continue statement does what? It skips the current iteration of the loop. Now I talked about what? I loop or code. I talked about what? I talked about B. I talked about B in banana. Right? I talked about B in banana. Just a second. So I talked about what? I talked about, yeah, sorry for the inconvenience caused. I talked about B in banana, and if x double equals to B, and then pressed continue. So what it did is that it skipped B. As I said, it skips the current iteration. Now if I write A, now A is a pairing word. That is why I've taken the banana example. It does what? Basically, it has A three times, it has N two times. So this is what it is. Now let me write A. Now it will do what? It will skip A three times. है ना? It will write only B and A, print only B and A. So as it says, it skips the current iteration of the loop and continues it to. So it will do what? It will read B. It will check whether x is double equals to B. No, it is not. It will directly print x. If it is A, it won't read. It won't go back. It won't go back. Right? So this is it won't go. I'm sorry. It won't go towards the print line. It will go back and print check for n. N is not equal. It will print directly. If a comes, it will go back. It will skip this iteration. So this is what the definition says according to the definition. So this is how continuous statement works. All right. So these are what the basics of a for loop are. Right? These are the basics of for loop. We saw how we can use for loop using range function, how we will basically print even and odd numbers in a loop using range function, how we can print even odd numbers using if statement. We also saw how to use if inside for loop, or the working of if as well. So this is what we also saw looping through a string. We saw break statement, how break statement works in for loop, how we saw how to use the continue statement in for loop. So that's it for the video. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and a very good night to everyone, those who are watching it in the night, and good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, those watching in the morning, evening, and afternoon. Thanks a lot. Keep learning. Thanks a lot.